We are off and running on this Benghazi story yet again. It's the biggest story of the day, testifying before Congress at the moment. First the House side, then the Senate side, as General David Petraeus is there. House Homeland Security Committee Chair Peter King just finished talking about this. If you missed it a moment ago, this is part of what he said.
Testimony today was that from the start, he had told us that this was a terrorist attack, or the terrorists involved from the start. I told him in my questions I had a very different recollection of that. The clear impression we were given was that the overwhelming amount of evidence was that it was arose out of a spontaneous demonstration and was not a terrorist attack.
This is perhaps the most significant testimony to date. Republican Congressman Louie Gohmert of Texas, member of the House Judiciary Committee. And, sir, good morning to you. I know you were listening in part to what Peter King said, but you were not in that hearing. However, what you are doing is calling for a special prosecutor on Benghazi. How come?
Well, Bill, for a number of reasons, but one of them is that special ops groups, retired individuals who have served this country, that have put their lives at risk, have come forward and said, look, we need answers and we need to know the truth. And they've got over 100,000 people that have signed a petition asking for a special prosecutor. And from what Pete King says, it's even more important that we have a special prosecutor. We know the independent counsel statute lapsed in 1999, but there is inherent power under the Constitution. The executive branch appoint a special prosecutor to investigate when there is any type of conflict of interest. There's all kinds of conflicts of interest. And you remember, Bill, that commercial Hillary ran against President Obama in their primary. Who do you want answering the phone at 3 a.m.? It turns out the answer is, for heaven's sake, somebody answer the phone. And these guys who put themselves in harm's way in our defense, the guys that did on behalf of the ambassador himself, people that may enlist in the service, in the foreign service, the military service, they deserve to have answers.
If I could then, just sure. We're a little condensed on time because of the Peter King press conference there.
Bet.
But you would need the president to initiate this.
Well, it would need to be
that's the first point that has to happen. And
it would
secondly,
need to be appointed by the AG.
The attorney, so it's Eric Holder who would do this then?
That's right.
Would you expect him to do that, A? And B, how would that contribute to the process of understanding?
It has to be an independent prosecutor that does the investigation. A fallback position is a select committee, but it is clear only the executive branch has the authority to prosecute in the event of a crime. You always have a better investigation if someone who has prosecutorial authority does the investigation. That's why it's so important.
I understand, but in a word, do you expect it to happen or not?
If enough people rise up, as people are starting to, including these 100,000 military individuals, they rise up and call for it, you bet. I expect it to happen because he doesn't want a blowout election in 2010. And the people serving him deserve this. I think if people rise up, they'll have to do it.
We've got to run. Thank you, sir. Louie Gohmert.
Thanks so much, Bill.
Thank you for your time. Martha.
Boy, we're going to have a lot more.